Shishi, it's Friday. There is a Tel Aviv bike race where anyone can just ride around town. You have to register. You see the red shirts. It's called Sovev Tel Aviv. The red shirt is because of the elite coffee producer that sponsors the race. So here they are running around or riding around, and I'm kind of trying to get to where I have to go. This is our neighborhood. Starting building here a new building, and this is the Yarkon Park. Here we are. You can see they closed the roads. This is the main artery going from east to west at the northern end of Tel Aviv. I see there are hundreds and hundreds of riders. I don't know how many are all together. Here we are getting close to the junction of Ibn Gavriol. Hope I won't go over one of these kids. It's almost like on Yom Kippur. I stood at this junction and there were no cars going. There are no cars now, but there certainly are many bikes. Now if we continue straight, we get to the port. No one is racing, it's just a Tour de Tel Aviv, like Tour de France. The roads were closed last night, for the preparation of this bike tour. I'm going to the port where every Friday there is a farmer's market. I'm not sure whether the farmer's market is going to be open today, because the farmers and whoever has a stall there couldn't probably come here. And here is the Yarkon River. It's going to the sea over there. The Golden Arches. Here we are at the entrance to the old exhibition grounds. It was kind of a Middle East fair, 1932 or 36, I'm not sure. And through the years it became kind of a warehouse area, garages, and now a few years ago they started renovating it, and you can see there are brand stores. And if you look here, this was the Belgian pavilion in the 30s. They have signs for each pavilion what it was. I think here on the right side, Castro has nothing to do with Cuba. It's just a family that started this clothing chain. And this was my garage, actually, that served my Mitsubishi. This was their office, where it says for rent. That was the Lebanese pavilion. You can see Reeboks, etc. power station. And I see that, as you can see, many of the brands are here. This is where I'm returning the bike. Excuse me for the bump, but I have to return the bike. You have to put the bike in, put that rod in. Here it is. You have to press the button, and voila. This is the area where our grandchildren love to come, do the Omega. And there was a climbing thing, but I don't see it anymore for some reason. I guess a few kids fell off and they decided to take it off. I don't know, it's not here. By the way, this area here where the playground is was the Maccabiah soccer and athletics field. It was created or was built in the 30s for the first Maccabiah, which is the Jewish Olympics. And my father built the wall in the early 50s, 1952 I think, around it, which was demolished when they started renovating this area and made it into entertainment, restaurants, bars, performances, etc. So I'll continue towards the beach. This is called Shalvata Circle. That is actually named after this restaurant, bar, whatever it is. I've never been inside, but kind of a restaurant and music. These are garbage pails, bins, and you can see that these used to be warehouses. This is the port area that we also started to renovate and made into restaurants and stuff like that, stores. And here we are getting close to the water. This is Shalvata here on the right side. I think it's only open at night, I'm not sure. And here the sap guy and fishermen. A few fishermen. This is Shalvata. Then Derby Bar, fish restaurant. There's a wedding area there. And that's where the Yarkon goes into the sea, into the Mediterranean. I got stuck here once many years ago, somewhere around 55 years ago. In the rocks we went fishing, but this guy standing on the beach, we stood on the rocks, and there was the sand wasn't here at that time. You can see here that the port area has this wall, like a wave breaker. So the water was all the way here. And we went fishing there, stood on the rocks, and when we tried to go back with the fishing poles in our hands, we got into kind of turbulence, water. We couldn't get back swimming for like a half hour, maybe 45 minutes without moving. Finally, we were able to get back to shore. So I guess the port is empty today, even though it's a Friday, because people cannot come here with their car or public transportation till the bike race or bike ride would be over. And as some of you may remember, the Israel ride that Marna, my daughter-in-law, is participating in is in a few weeks. which is coming to us on the 5th of November. So we are looking forward to that, and maybe I'll be able to ride with her a little bit. Some of you may know that this is the holiday of Sukkot, or Sukkot, or whatever it's called in English, pronounced in English. And this is a sukkah. Sukkah is like a temporary shed or whatever that the Israelites, when they ran out of Egypt about 4,000 years ago, 3,500 years ago, that's where in this kind of structures they would stay. And in the sukkah, it's traditional Jewish tradition to eat in the sukkah during the holiday of Sukkot. So this is a large one. It's a group of I forgot what they call themselves. It's kind of a reform Judaism, but it's kind of a Beit Tfilah Israeli prayer room, which is the name of the group. I see nobody's here now, but usually they start in the afternoon. There is music, no food. Food you can buy wherever you want. And here we got to the actual loading dock of the old port. Actually, it's not so old. Not so old. It's only about 80 years old. Actually, it's the new port, because the old port was Jaffa, and the reason it was built was because in the mid 1930s, when the British Mandate was here, and the Arabs were operating the Jaffa port, and they refused to allow Jewish products to come in or leave through the port. So the Jewish community, under the British law, under the British Mandate, decided to build a Jewish port. On the other side, if you can see very, very far there, there's like a hill, and that's the Jaffa area, which is on the southern side of Tel Aviv, and we are at the northern side of Tel Aviv. And this is Aroma, some other stores, and this is the farmers market area, which, as I said, I believe no one's there, but we'll see. As you can see here, this is a restaurant called Fresh. In fact, yesterday we sat not here but in another location. They built a sukkah in each restaurant because some people adhere to this tradition of eating in the sukkah during the 7-day holiday. This is the area of the market. Oh, I see there are some farmers made it. Probably came here early last night and slept in the area. Many of them are not here, but you can see what we have. This is a new one, this Nuva, whatever they sell there. This is where I get my apples usually. They come from the Golan Heights. This is the outside area. This is where I get my bread. It's called lechamim, which is bread. I usually get it inside. They have a stand inside. And you can have some cheeses here. If you like cheeses, this is what we get. He's even offering me, so I'll taste it. You are on record. I think they are goat cheeses mainly. One more. עוד אחד. עוד אחד. איזה גבינה זאת?
זה סנטמור.
מה הקודם היה?
קודם היה דבורה, שינה ייחודית למפלגה שלנו.
זה עיזים?
הכל איזה.
איפה אתם יושבים? בציפורי. הייתי אצלכם. בפנים, ישנתי בצימרים שם. זה ה-farmers market, covered farmers market, which is open all week. The outside opens only on Friday. Here you have some juices. Some more cheeses. Let's see what they have here. I'll take you around since you're already with me. So I'll take you around. These are oils, and it's called Olive People. It's the name of the brand. They make their own oil and all the other olive products. There's a local wine guy. There's a beer called Malka, which I never heard of till last week when Daniel was here and he ordered it in a restaurant. There's a restaurant up there which I've never been to called the Kitchen Market. And here you can get smoked fish and stuff, sandwiches. Some meats. It's a Levkovich, that's his name. There's a fish place called Fish and Zone. I don't know if it's a coincidence or really his name is Fish and Zone. If you like some oysters, some other delicacies. This is homemade pasta. You can buy, either eat here or take it home with you. Pasta banamal. And here, this is a halva. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but they have all kinds of flavors. It's sesame seeds, about 50% tchina, which is made of sesame seeds, plus all kinds of other flavors, including sugar, obviously. It's a real delicacy. Dates, dried figs, all kinds of other dry fruits. Hi! Shalom! Shalom! This is the bread place where I buy inside, as I said. Delicious. This is the vegetable place I buy many times from. That's a butcher with some very special meats, price-wise as well. You can get a heart attack just looking at the prices.
כמה זה שוקיים? שוקיים 79 לקילו.
I took apples, now I'm taking some persimmons, if you know what they are. Love them. Sweet. My uncle Siomka had those in the 50s. He taught me how to eat them. Okay, these are my apples here.
כשקונים ירקות ופירות, קונים אותם לפי קילו זה עמדת משקל.
איפה שמת את כל הדברים?
פה בתוך הארגז, הנה. טוב.
יש לך פה עוד למטה, לעלות לך?
תן לי. ותן לי גם כמה ירוקים.
מאוד ירוקים. בננות ירוקות? אני חושב כולם פחות או יותר באותו... אני לא יודע למכור בננות, תראה.
אבל זה יפה, לא.
לא, אני זורק את זה.
הנה, כך. בתוך מידה.
זה? ככה?
ככה.
אני רוצה את המתכון של ביבי לאנטיפסטה, יש אותו פה.
שורש, שומר, בטטה, ארטישוק ירושלמי. כמה אתה רוצה?
מה נשמע, משה?
הלאה.
או שתביא את זה משהו לשים את הענבים, פלסטיק כזה. הנה, יש פה.
טוב, סיימתי את הקניות בנמל. See what I have here. And now I'm going to have a cup of coffee at Aroma.